Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. I've got a video. This is yet another clip from Kendra G. And like I've said before, usually I try not to do too many of these because if I were just to go through Kendra G's catalog, that is content. But I try not to use other people's content to make my content necessarily, at least to that extent. But when I saw this clip, I'm like, are we serious right now? And unfortunately, a lot of these chicks are serious. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip and then we can talk about it. Here we go.
Recently, I matched with a doctor on a dating app, and I was just like, I said, what do you do? He's like, I'm a doctor, and he was just like, I was like, okay, so what's your goals? He was just like, oh no, I kind of blocked you because like, what do you mean? What's my goals? Is a doctor not enough? I don't want somebody who's content with where they are. A doctor is being a doctor is amazing. I understand what you guys go through to get there, but why can't you want more? I guess me having 3 jobs shows you that I'm never comfortable with being in one place.
Not being he need to run for the president. He's already a surgeon, and that ain't enough for you.
It's not a money thing more, so I guess it's an ambition thing.
So now you were able to hear the foolishness just in that clip. And of course, these are all like super fast clips of things that Kendra clips out of her live streams to put on her channel to begin with. So typically you can if you see a small clip like this, typically you can always kind of go to her YouTube channel and get the full clip of that person. But aside from that, just this little few seconds of foolishness alone is enough. It's more than enough. Because ma'am, you sitting there with a whole lace front and too much light on your face. It's either the lighting or you got the wrong color foundation on. And she's sitting in a car on a dating app. She had met a doctor. See, this is what goes on with y'all, because when y'all meet the men that y'all swear to God that y'all want and who meet all of these different criterias, you find a way not to be good enough for this man and to dismiss the man. And you dismiss the man and you create false narratives as to why you had to dismiss the man, when the reality is you are not good enough for that man. When you show up to people and those people are fundamentally better than you, then that inferiority complex really kicks in. The self-sabotage really kicks in. And then you start being weird and you start moving funny. And then next thing you know, you fumbled yourself out of a relationship that really you wasn't qualified for. You're not qualified, queen. I'm really going to have to get that clip. You're not qualified, queen. Okay? Because how the doctor not qualified for you? How he has a lack of ambition. They just say nonsense. They just say any old stupid thing come out their mouth. Because how is it being a surgeon is not showing discipline, dedication, and ambition when all of that schooling that you have to go through? We ain't talking about a little CNA nurse. And shout out to the CNA nurses. But we're not talking about that. We are talking about somebody who had to go to undergrad for years. Then we're talking about somebody that had to go to graduate medical school. And then we had talking about somebody who had to specialize in whatever type of surgery he specialized in, whether that's neurosurgeon, plastic surgeon, whatever kind of surgery, or whatever his specialized field is, medical field. And then we're talking about somebody that had to go through X amount of time for residency. Then we're talking about somebody that had to. So we're talking about at minimum 8 years of school outside of high school. So we talking about 4 years of undergrad, at least about, if I'm not mistaken, 4 years of medical school, and all of the various courses that you have to take in order to be a doctor: anatomy, biology, you know what I'm saying, different math courses, all these different courses that you have to take, all of these various disciplines in education that you have to have some mastery over. Not to mention the level of intelligence that you have to have in order to become a competent doctor and a surgeon. And so a lot of discipline goes into that. How many nights did that man spend studying and preparing for tests, and, you know what I'm saying, going through the different things, all of the things he had to go through to prepare to actually work with real life patients, you know, and, you know, not mess up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta go through having to figure out the anatomy. From what I understand, doctors, a lot of times, they have to deal with cadavers in order to learn the human body, you know, without like experimenting on a live person. So I'm going into all of that to demonstrate the level of discipline and intelligence that a person has to pursue becoming a medical doctor and a surgeon. And to have somebody that's got to work 3 minimum wage jobs to make it, talking about some 3 jobs, proves you comfortable staying in one place. That's 2 red flags. You said 2 red flags out your mouth and don't even realize it. First of all, you said 3 jobs. Okay, is you by yourself? Do you have kids? What's going on with you? Why do you need 3 jobs to take care of yourself? Just you. And I know it's inflation, I know it's a lot, you know what I'm saying, and all this kind of stuff. Like, some people do have like 2 jobs and stuff like that, but what's going on with you? Talking about the 3 jobs don't mean you ambitious. You 3 jobs indicate you don't have the education level to get one profession and one career that would suffice the 3 checks that you're getting out of the 3 jobs. That's what it's telling me. It's giving low wage. It's giving entry level. And shout out to all the entry level people. I'm not even like crapping on that. I'm just saying it gets brought up when you trying to be high on the hog. Now we want to focus a light on it, because now you talking heavy on Kendra G channel. Like, you talking heavy, like you really got stuff together, but you working 3 jobs. And you still probably don't pull the hours that he pulled. Doctors be on call. And to have imagine being a man, having put yourself through all of them things, it's got to be a dream that you had and a desire that you had since you was young to even go through all of that to be a doctor. Imagine going through all of that, having a successful career as a surgeon, for some peon with a lace front to come tell you ain't ambitious enough. Girl, if you don't get out of here, if you don't get out of here, I'm close to thumping you in the back of your peanut head. That's insulting on another level, because it ain't even like you got a respective career that's comparable and you're successful in that or whatever. Because if you had any type of discipline to be something that he did, you wouldn't even let that fly out your mouth about what he not ambitious to do. I don't like nobody that's content with where they are. Girl, there's more to life than being ambitious in the profession. He's already covered his profession. If you understood the 10 life values, he may have room to become ambitious in other areas, maybe some part of his internal value or something like that. But he pretty much seemed like he done covered the external. Because you got to go through a certain amount of education in order to do that type of profession. That type of profession going to come with a certain amount of money, right? So you pulling long hours, it's a lot of stress, but you also getting paid, right? So if there is any improvement he want to make, or something, or some part of his life that he want to work on, it's not likely that. But you wouldn't know that, would you, Wiggy? Because you're focused on trying to belittle him. It was a way to knock him down a peg or two, because these chicks gotta do that with black men. They gotta knock them down. Now, had this been a white man, she would have been all over him, praising him, talking about how awesome he is. I bet you this was a black man. And she had smoke for his accomplishment and his achievement, to try to make it seem like he needed to do more to be with her. Don't nobody need to do more to be with you. Okay? Sitting there looking like you need to lose 15 pounds. Like, all of this stuff get brought up when you talk heavy on the internet. All of this stuff gets focused on at this point. Trying to tell somebody who has worked their, you know what I'm saying, the most of their life to be where they are, and you gonna come along and tell them that that's not good enough. Essentially, that's not good enough. Not good enough for who? You? Well, you can just as soon kick rocks then. I mean, I made it this far without you. I'll make it some more without you. I don't need you. Who are you? Who are you to come tell somebody that the things that they have done and the work that they have put forward is nothing? Or it's not, you know, it's not, that's all right, it ain't really good enough. It ain't good enough to what? It's better than that little middle management job you got. Because you ain't even got a career. You got 3 jobs. That's different. And you don't know whatever else this man know, or any other interests that he may have, or what kind of man he is. You just looked at him, realized that you was never going to measure up you weren't going to measure up as a woman to his level that he measured up as a man. So you knew you was inferior as a woman. And I'm not even, like, when I say inferior, I'm not even comparing her to him in terms of they were supposed to be neck and neck with money. And it's just the comparison that I'm making is she wasn't good enough complimentary in her womanhood, is what I mean by this. Because when you coming through as a woman, it ain't too many men about to pass you up, especially if they have get some knowledge of you, or know that you exist, or you in a circle or whatever. Once they see you, once they know you, they come to know of your existence, and oh, you know what I'm saying, she is, you know what I'm saying, just a kind of a phenomenal female. I really need to get to know her. I really need to, I mean, you look like you got a snotty little attitude, like talking to you on the phone is unpleasant. And I heard her say, he blocked you. Good. If you listen closely, you will hear her say that. Well, you know what I'm saying? You kind of got blocked because, you know, he blocked her for talking crazy. He blocked her for being an idiot. Ain't nobody got time to be talking to you. Ain't nobody got to prove nothing to you. Not, especially not along them lines. Now you get to try to examine whether or not me becoming a surgeon was good enough. Girl, if you don't get out my face. Kendra was appalled. And she was like, a doctor ain't good enough? She trying to figure it out. Who y'all want? Y'all don't even know what y'all want, because you don't qualify, queen. You don't qualify, queen. That's going on a t-shirt. It's got to. You don't qualify, queen. And they be knowing they don't qualify, and that's why they be calling themselves, try to nitpick a man for no reason, and then try to put it off like, well, he wasn't good enough for her. Girl, you knew you couldn't measure up. I'm surprised he was even talking to you at all. Anyway, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.